Casinos don't gamble on marketing. They know exactly which customers are profitable, which incentives work, and who's worth protecting during a recession. Today, I'm going to show you how to apply MGM-style casino database marketing, but using Apollo IO. If you're blasting leads and just hoping something sticks, this video will change how you think about prospecting forever. Casinos solved the puzzle of customer value decades ago, and a tool like Apollo IO gives us that same raw power if we use.
My name is Tim Little, and I'm with Lead Strategy Simplified. Thank you for being here today. I want to do a deep dive into one of my favorite topics. It's direct response marketing and how you can combine these awesome capabilities with Apollo IO. For example, a lot of the most successful casinos in the world started out in direct response marketing, kind of perfecting the science, so to say, and database marketing, direct response marketing. Also, huge companies like Amazon Prime and with their hundreds of millions of subscribers, and also Disney and Hulu with their hundreds of millions of subscribers. And so they started out, I'm sure, in direct response marketing, testing different lists, testing different offers. There's other aspects like recency, frequency, and the dollar volume of your current database. Who the most responsive list that you could have is your own list that you use, where customers buy from you on a daily basis. They know you, they trust you, and they come frequently. These are your very best customers. The ones that spend the largest dollar volume, they come most also highly responsive. So taking these characteristics and using them with Apollo IO, which is an incredible CRM that you can use for selecting lists. You can use this as a call center. And I think one of the biggest problems that a lot of salespeople have is they don't spend enough time perfecting the list, and that the list is the most important aspect of any direct response campaign. It's the most important thing by far. It's your client list. So you really want to spend a lot of time, put a lot of thought, and build a good foundation. Without a good foundation, you're never going to grow. You're always going to be spinning your wheels. And just what they'll do is they'll compile a list, a directory that they put together, and they think it's a pretty good list, and they hand it to all the exact same list that they compiled, that they found in the newspaper or someplace, and they give it to other salespeople, and they tell them to go to it. And I think that could be basically an invitation to a train wreck. I mean, so
Use it correctly. Here's the key idea. Apollo doesn't replace strategy. It exposes who deserves strategy. The data is all there, but if you treat every lead the same, you're missing the entire point. So how do casinos really think about their customers? It's simpler and way sharper than most marketers realize. They track a few key metrics with ruthless precision. Average daily theoretical loss, or ADT, which is how much a player is expected to lose. They track visit frequency, how long each visit lasts, how responsive a player is to incentives, and they can predict lifetime value with scary accuracy. The critical insight here is that casinos don't reward spending. They reward predictability. A player who consistently shows up and plays within a certain range is far more valuable than a one-time big spender who disappears. Now let's translate this to the B2B world. The casino's ADT is your annual contract value or your average deal size. A player's visits are your customers' buying frequency. Their game preference, whether it's slots or poker, is like the department you're selling into: marketing, sales, engineering, and the casino host, that VIP concierge, is your account owner or your SDR. To make this crystal clear, imagine three gamblers walking into a casino. This is the customer hierarchy that casinos live by. First, you have the whales. These are the top 5 to 10% of customers. They're high value, but there aren't many of them. In a casino, these are the high rollers who get the penthouse suite and the private jet. They are extremely protected. Next, you have the core profit players. This is the biggest and most important group, making up about 20 to 30% of the customer base. These players are predictable, scalable, and they're responsive to structured offers like a free buffet or a discounted room rate. They are the backbone of the casino's revenue. Finally, you have everyone else, the promo players. These people are costly to serve, they create a lot of noise, and they can be dangerous to your margins. They're only there for the freebies and have no real loyalty. Here is a hard truth. If you treat your Tier 3 customers like your Tier 1 customers, you will go broke, just very politely. So, how do we build these casino tiers inside Apollo IO? Let's jump into the dashboard and I'll show you exactly how. First up are Tier 1 whales. We need to build a search for them. In Apollo, we'll set our filters. For revenue, let's target companies between $50 million and $250 million. For employees, somewhere between 200 and 1,000. For titles, we're looking at the C-suite and VPs. The industry needs to be narrow and high margin. Most importantly, we'll use triggers. We're looking for people who were recently promoted, companies showing strong growth, or those with a healthy funding history, not distressed ones. Now, here are the campaign rules for these whales. The volume must be low. The outreach needs a highly personalized opener. Your call to action should be a direct calendar link, no friction, and the assigned rep acts as their host. Let me say this very clearly, these people don't get put into automated sequences, they get conversations. Next, Tier 2 are core profit players. This is where most of your revenue will come from. For filters, we're looking at companies with revenue between 10 and 50 million and 25 to 150 employees. For titles, think director, head of.
Again, this is Tim. Just wanted to go over Apollo IO, different pricing plans that they have. And they have a free plan that you can join, and you get 1,200 free credits on a monthly basis. You can see if it's a fit for you. This would be your client CRM that you could use for free if you already have a client CRM like LinkedIn, or you have Salesforce. You can integrate it into this. You can combine it, and then you can do your very enhanced list selections, or you can get the basic plan, which is very robust. It's $49 per month, and you would have all the enhancements that you can use. For example, AI enhancements for creating emails and doing monthly callings and monthly email mailings that have been verified, and that would be right in your niche. So, and what I want to do today, this is advanced lead generation techniques, and I'm using casino database marketing techniques that they use in MGM, and they use this in Vegas. And that is, you want to identify who your best customer is. You want to go to your customer database. You want to find out what industries are they in. It could be, you can even look at standard industrial classifications like manufacturers or retailers, or local businesses in your neighborhood. Could be franchises. What are the titles of these people? Are they owners? Are they managers? Do they work in human resources? Maybe they work in a plant, or maybe they work in a government agency. And then you want to look at characteristics like their company, are they a satellite? Are they part of a headquarters? Employee size, employee counts of the companies. Where are they located as a city, state, country, the geographics. So you want to find out all these characteristics. You want to spend some time and really look at your current database. Would be, you could do some A/B split testing to look at different company sizes, different titles. If you're not already sure of that, you can look at recency. How recent have they purchased from you? That's really important. If they purchased from you in the last 30 days, they're a very hot customer. That means they would be very responsive and they buy from you again. How frequency do they buy from you, like on a monthly basis, a weekly basis? or do they just buy once a year? So that's very important. What's the dollar volume? Do they spend $20 a month, like for a subscription, or they spend hundreds of $1,000s on a piece of very specialized equipment? So these are all very important things. So you need to come up with answers for all this. And once you do, then you can go to Apollo and you go and you do your search of lists, and you can do even A/B split testing if you'd like. You can do, and you can test company sizes. In the more advanced, in the paid version of Apollo, you can do personas. You can create personas. You can do email status like here. You can do verified, unverified. You can do job titles for casinos. I have be director and owner, but you can do purchasing. You could test a director versus owner. That's two different lists you can purchase, and then you can test them, maybe 5,000 each. You can find in the paid version, there's people lookalikes that you can use. Companies. You can get all the major Fortune 500 companies. You can even do education of universities. You can do location. For, like I have Detroit, Michigan. There's an MGM casino, so you'd probably want to do something within 100 miles from the casino. You could do the employee size of companies from 21 to 500. These would be more accessible. They would be easier to contact and deal with. So you can do industrial keywords, or you can do standard industrial classifications like manufacturers. What type of manufacturers are they? What type of equipment do they use? Do they use boring machines or CNC machines? Market segments. So these are all filters that you can use to really enhance your current CRM. So I really encourage you to spend a lot of time using direct response methods like A/B splitting, recency, frequency, dollar volume, analytics, and many other things. So.
Or owner. The triggers here are different. We're looking for job changes within the last 90 days, active hiring for relevant roles, or recent adoption of new technology. The campaign structure is also different. It can be a sequence, but a smart 1, 5 to 7 touches, all value forward. Offer some light proof points and use a soft incentive like a free audit or a benchmark report. The casino parallel here is the bounce back, offer a coupon for their next visit with controlled comps. You're building a habit. Finally, tier 3, the promo players. This is about noise control. For filters, we'll look at companies under 5 million in revenue with broad job roles across wide industries. The campaign for this tier is simple, email only. The content is purely educational. There are no calendar links. And you must put hard caps on follow-ups. Let me be blunt. These leads exist to fund your testing and gather data, not to fund your revenue. Now, a lot of this comes down to a classic marketing concept called FEM analysis: recency, frequency, and monetary value, but we can use it without getting bogged down in the textbook definition. For recency, don't just think about time, think about pain. In Apollo, use triggers like job changes, funding events, or hiring spikes as proxies for recent urgent needs. For frequency, this can be inferred. Look for industries with repeat buying cycles or roles with recurring responsibilities like annual budget planning. And for monetary value, use the filters we already talked about: revenue bands, team size, and a company's tech sophistication. You can find this by looking at their tech stack. And Apollo, here's the key line. If you don't tier your leads, Apollo will happily let you waste your time on the wrong people. Let's talk about incentives. Or as the casino calls them, comps. Casinos never give comps away freely. Every free drink has a calculated ROI. The same rules should apply to your B2B incentives. Think of a free audit, but only offer it after they reply, a strategy session. Sure, but only after they've been qualified. Great, but only after they cross a certain revenue threshold as a customer. The rule is simple. Every incentive must either increase the perceived value of your offer or filter out the noise. It has to earn its keep. So why does all of this matter so much right now? Let's talk about recession mode. What do casinos do in a recession? They kill the mass promotions that attract low-value players. They double down on protecting their top tiers. They increase personalization for their best customers and focus relentlessly on retention. Your Apollo recession playbook should be the exact same. You should be targeting fewer leads, but making sure they are higher value. You need more context on each one and less blind automation. Remember this, recessions don't kill businesses. Bad customer math does. Running out of cash is just a symptom of spending too much time and money on people who were never going to buy in the first place. Let's bring it all together. The takeaway here is clean and simple. First, Apollo is brilliant at finding people, but it's casino logic that decides how much effort each person deserves. Second, predictability beats volume every single time. A smaller list of the right people is infinitely more valuable than a huge list of the wrong ones. And finally, your incentives must earn their keep by either increasing value or filtering out time wasters. If a casino can predict human behavior under flashing lights with free alcohol clouding people's judgment, you can absolutely do it with good data and a little discipline. If this video helped you rethink your approach to lead generation, make sure you subscribe to Lead Strategy Simplified in the next video to scale up and which ones you need to cut. Thanks for watching.